today?
I have, yeah. No, obviously working at School Sport ACT now. We had our high school secondary combined swimming carnival at AIS. So, you know, seeing a lot of future swimmers there and getting the opportunity to obviously perform. And for those that have done really well, we'll move on to the ACT day in term 2. So
maybe some gold medals and prospects in the future from those. I think we're happy with the nets. And I think we can probably start our cup tie, hopefully.
I think it was just the one side, wasn't there, Russ? Yeah, just the one on the right.
As we look at it on the right, keeper's left-hand post. Just keep an eye out if something goes towards that corner. Daniel Barach for the Panthers. Highly favoured to make the quarterfinals. There to join Ugali, Canberra, Croatia, Gungahlin United, Brindabella Blues and Tuggeranong United. Standing in the way, a West Canberra Wanderers team. They've had a couple of horrible years, but they have got cup experience of winning at this venue. Remember, only a few years back, they beat Canberra Croatia 3-2. Barach with the first real run. Kapchanga back with him. Jack Elwood. Expect them to have plenty of ball, expect them to have plenty of opportunity. We can already see Robert Kachenko playing in the middle of the park here as well, Andrew. A little bit of a change to what we were told.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, as you mentioned before, Monaro is definitely playing with that back 3 instead of a back 4, and what you got written in your notes with obviously Dylan Deep Jones, Adam DiFranceschi and Marco Gaia holding those positions. And, you know, Adam and Marco did extremely well against Tigers.
Hit from Giuseppe Tyne, first test for young Mitchell Cotter. Passes it well.
Just to mention on Giuseppe Tyne as well, performed really well when he came on against Tigers, really brought some energy and life, so being rewarded with a start here in the Australian Cup only shows how good that the go-tos are.
Technically got himself an assist, because he had a shot which was pushed away, and I've been told that in the Premier League, if you have a shot that's on target and it's pushed away by a goalkeeper, or it's blocked, it's technically an assist.
That's 3 fantasy points, mate.
It is, and we are keeping assists this year. We're going to do our best to. Yeah, we're going to try to. And the leading assist maker after one round is Christian Kreskas, still on the bench. He's got 2 to his name. Kicked away by Lachlan Terry. Or by Andrew Aitchison, rather.
I think just the key thing here for West Canberra is not exposing themselves too much, but also that middle. We saw how dangerous this Monaro's midfield could be against Tigers on the weekend, and for West Canberra to have any chance of winning this, they need to really keep that ball in the middle and not get exposed.
Aitchison did well to step away from the challenge. The first chance for Noveski to get after it down that side. He's left it instead for the pace of Noah Prail and the power as well.
Just not on the same page there. Noah Prail just holding up his run, didn't expect the ball to go through, but definitely a good sign there for West Canberra Wanderers, getting that early switch and trying to get a one-on-one with Ben Bass-Silk out here.
There's a fair few boys out there that took part in the Capital Futsal League, isn't there, on both teams?
Yeah, a lot. A lot that we can remember.
Here's Dylan Deep Jones looking for the ball over the top for Bass-Silk. Cotter read the intentions well. A little stumble from the keeper. Managed to look after himself, though.
He covered that well. West Canberra just playing a little bit of a high line there, and Dylan Deep Jones just reading that run from Ben Bass-Silk. Obviously just overhit the ball, but again, just things to come for West Canberra if they're not prepared.
Santi Chetri was giving it away to Giuseppe Tyne. Here's Ben Bass-Silk. Happy to slow things down, DiFranceschi. Will be a night for patience for the Panthers. Marco Gaia.
It's a very extreme high line, isn't it, Russ, from West Canberra?
Yeah, it's really compressed the play, hasn't it? McLaren, Deep Jones. Barach has made the run. This will skip on off that surface, though. Covered at the back. Well, Lachlan Terry, who made the run across.
As you mentioned, just the surface as well with the ball skids. you know, making sure those passes are really accurate will definitely be a test for these players this evening, especially as the game goes on. The more the dew sets in onto the pitch.
Josh Hickman came across to win that one. Wanderers have won just one of their last 8 encounters in all competitions against the Panthers. It was a round 19 clash back in 2022, which doesn't sound that long ago. That's almost 3 years now.
So yeah, not very. But you consider where the two teams are currently and the rise of obviously Monaro, but obviously the relegation from West Canberra a few years ago. So,
well, potentially the Wanderers were one kick of a football away from winning the Australia Cup in that cup final against the Panthers. Jenna Chiruti had a really good chance to make it 2, couldn't quite get the connection he needed. And they were seconds away, weren't they, from winning it. And then Andre Carl scored to send it to extra time, and then it was all about the Panthers. What might have been? The Wanderers were relegated the year after and then finished bottom of the pile in the CPL last year.
No, that was a great season for West Canberra. Very, very difficult to beat, and as you mentioned, had every chance to win that final. Just unfortunately couldn't take their opportunity.
Well, they're on the back foot here. Tyne looking to find Barach. Scramble defence from the Wanderers. Already the weight of possession and territory from left to right. Adam Di Franceschi. Kachenko couldn't quite slide it through. Was met at the back by Seth Wright. But it's coming straight back in again via Gaia to Elwood. Good ball for Piccolo. Terry in with a challenge, and the efforts in the end was from Jack Elwoods. And Cotter again, he looks confident, this young goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's made those saves look really easy. Young Cotter, and will really grow into the game with that confidence. But Monaro just making it look just a little too easy, passing that ball within that final third and making those short little sharp runs, diagonal runs into the box, causing West Canberra some problems.
Bernie Toe would have sent his team out tonight probably with a message, there's nothing to lose here. Everyone's expecting you to get beat. Changa. He's ripe for a cup upset.
Absolutely. I think that's sometimes that's the best message of all is, you know, just playing with that free spirit and knowing that, you know, you're not the favourites, you're not expected to win, but, you know, if you do end up going through at the end of the 90 or extra time, how good that feeling will be.
Piccolo looking for Elwood. Gaia. Elwood again. Kachenko. Have got some big hitters, as I mentioned, the Panthers on the bench if they need them a little later. Ben Bassasilk. Elwood to cross it in towards that far post. Just a bit too far. Gives me a chance to thank our sponsors. Allstate Towing, broken down or been in an accident? Give Allstate Towing a call. Your 24/7 local trusted towing company. Electro Tinj proudly supporting the Capital Football Australia Cup qualifying rounds. Deakin Club, the family-friendly football club. Kitro Excavations for all your excavation and earth-moving needs. Rhythm Snowsports, ignite the Stoke. Canberra PC Repair, IT support when you need it most. LJ Hooker for your real estate needs. Contact Lukas Cole at LJ Hooker. And Xela Construction, commercial builders proudly supporting grassroots football. That's your sponsors for the Australia Cup, and without them we wouldn't be bringing you these games. So thanks very much. Barach finds Piccolo.
Very impressed you remembered all those sponsors, Russ. Very good.
Thanks. Didn't read them at all. Elwood.
I mean, I was trying to give you some
send it in. Barach is there and nods it home. Daniel Barach, unmarked. Jack Elwood finds him, and the Premier League side are in front for the second game in a row. Barach scores a header at 9 minutes in. The weight of possession tells.
Yeah, absolutely. And numerous times Jack Elwood on that left-hand side just finding the space and just whipped it in. A great cross from Barrett, just finding himself in the middle, unmarked, away from the defenders, and a simple header for it is for him. And a great start for Monaro.
Exactly what the Premier League side would have wanted. A nerve settler for them. Aitchison looking for Noveski. DeFranceschi's won it. McLaren. Hickman. Chance here for Gerzic. Hickman again. Spirited responses.
Yeah, it's almost like the goal is.
What a mistake. As an opportunity here inside the penalty area. Ethan Stamatis is on the floor. Couldn't get the shot away, could he?
No, just a pile up in that middle of the box. But almost that goal has just woken up West Canberra and brought them into life with a lovely bit of play there. You see Adam Dufresne drawing the foul, but being put under pressure there.
Nick Noveski brought him down, but that was half a chance for Stamatis. Stepped inside, but that's as I say, a spirited response to going a goal behind this early. Despite Panthers' dominance in terms of wins in league meetings between these two down the years, they have 11 to Wanderers 6. The 81 goals that have been scored have been shared reasonably equally. Panthers 41, Wanderers 40. Go figure that one out.
Yeah, right.
Elwood started up well with that cross. Getting involved with Piccolo as well. It was a good ball from Jack Elwood, wasn't it? Didn't play on the weekend in the first grade team.
He's enjoying a lot of space out on that left. Robbie Kachenko trying to find him as much as possible, and as you mentioned, that ball across. Just very surprised on just the marking there from West Canberra Wanderers. It seemed like Daniel Barrage had an eternity to just size up.
Bassett Silk in, and it's going to come for Giuseppe Tyne through the crowd. Good save, Cotter. Deep Jones tries to get on the rebound, and the Wanderers get rid of it, but I think the flag is up for offside. Bassett Silk with the ball in.
Another one who can just produce a cross when needed. Ben Bassett-Silk. It's definitely a threat that this Monaro team has, and what an opportunity again for Monaro to go 2 goals up.
Adam DeFranceschi. Crowd building up, isn't it?
Well,
Quite a fair few players.
As you mentioned, just training's finished now and everyone's coming across. It's good to see all the clubs supporting, you know, both the NPL men's and NPL women's teams. Couldn't ask for a better night either as well, Russ.
Now, beautiful, isn't it? Temperatures spot on at the moment. Robert Kachenko just swinging out towards Ben Bassett-Silk. Taking up a position wide on that left. They've got themselves a free kick as well.
It just seemed a bit of a tactical play there from Monaro, just swapping wings, Ben Bassett-Silk and Jack Elwood.
In it comes again for Elwood. And he might get the shot away again here. Elwood, great feet. And that's a good stop. Half blocked, half saved, I think. Jack Elwood trying to pick his way through.
Absolutely great scramble defence there by West Canberra, and the positional change almost worked.
Terry away, only as far as Deep Jones. Licensed to play it forward. Piccolo lets it run. Barach try to help it on its way. Santi Chetri can pick it up for Wanderers. Right for Hickman. And Terry happy to go home. They have had to do a fair bit of defending already. They find themselves 1-0 down. Prail uses his strength against Jack Elwood.
Does well to win that foul. Noah Prail. I think West Canberra just got to try and take the sting out of the game at the moment. Try and retain possession. Trying to build something.
Just you said about the weather, it's actually the wind's picked up. And that free kick from Aitchison is not very good. It's only found Bassett-Silk. Barach peeled away to the left. And he can deliver it towards the far post where Piccolo's arriving to stab it back in. And Bassett-Silk goes down, wants a penalty. Gareth Big waves it away. Questions asked. Andrew Aitchison was in there with him.
I think that was more of a coming together than a foul there, Russ.
The protestations weren't too lengthy, were they?
No, definitely not.
However, the pressure is still on. I can't believe that.
Say that. Yeah, sorry, that's my bad. Sorry. It's not a cold breeze, though.
It's not. Josh is still in a short sleeve shirt, so he's okay on camera. Aitchison, Prail. Nowhere to go. Back for Aitchison. Panthers hunting, looking, trying to win it back as quick as they can, and they do. Di Franceschi for Gaia. Again, Elwood switched back out there, hasn't he?
Yeah, again, swooped her over to the left-hand side as Elwood and Basser back on the right. But just when West Canberra win possession, and they're just always trying to look for that forward ball, that outlet, but unfortunately just haven't been able to get their passes right, and just puts them back under pressure.
Piccolo. McLaren backwards. Want to slip, might invite Neveski. Di Franceschi's got away with it. I was going to say earlier,
I think that helped him, to be honest.
I was going to say the Panthers were hunting like a pack of wolves, but a pack of Panthers is probably...
Pack of Panthers, yeah.
Although, judging by my social media feed today, pack of dire wolves. Because have you seen they've now created 2 dire wolves from ancient DNA, apparently.
Oh, really?
Spliced with some grey wolf, yeah.
No, I haven't seen that.
2 of them back from extinction. Have a look it up. Not now, but...
Not now.
Watch the football first, people. But that's something you can do at half-time.
Absolutely.
You can actually listen to them making a howling noise, and it's like the first time anyone's heard a howl of a dire wolf for 10,000 years.
Jeez,
I'm not sure how they can say that, because no one's been around for 10,000 years.
I was going to say, how do you know?
Corroborate that evidence. Anyway, again, we've gone off on a tangent, which we tend to do.
I mean, that's historians, isn't it? It was their job to find all this information out, so...
I'm sure they know this. Ben Bassasilk with the ladies' corner. 3 on the far post, becoming 4 with Kachenko. Barach has gone to the front. Deep Jones is a target as well. Cotter came through the crowd. It's Tyne, and that's come off the head of Hickman. Really good piece of defending from the midfielder.
Yeah, just putting his body on the line there. Did Hickman, and just building the pressure up. West Canberra looking to see this out.
Another chance for Bassasilk. Kachenko's gone short. He's peeled it back here for Elwood. Bounced off his shin. Can't really blame the pitch on that one, can you?
No, definitely not.
No bobbles on this surface. Di Franceschi. Piccolo. Scored a beautiful goal on Friday, Marco Piccolo. The volley caught with such venom. Here he is again, Deep Jones. Playing with a lot of confidence, the Panthers. Piccolo, Bassasilk. Tyne couldn't quite get that in his stride.
Just overhit that pass. Did Ben Bassasilk, but just that little interchange of play there from Monaro was really impressive, and just the way that they're all in sync on a wavelength, which is really, really good to see, especially so early in the season where, you expect teams to just grow gradually into the season, but already the preseason, obviously that Paul and Danny have put these Monaro guys through has really paid off.
Kachenko. Runners to his left. Barach is one of them. Elwood's got lots of room out wide again. 4 to hit in the penalty area for the fullback / wing back. Picks out Kachenko. And wasn't too far away. Panthers again going close. Reminder tomorrow, South Jarrah Regional Sporting Complex. Yes, got there. Tigers versus Majura for you to tune into. I mean, if you're north side, head down to Gungahlin Enclose where Belconnen play Queanbeyan City. Watch that and put the Tigers game on your phone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And get double your cup action as Belconnen play Queanbeyan City in the Cup round 4, looking for a place in the local quarterfinals, round 5 overall. Draw of which will be on Monday, 11 o'clock from the Capital Football offices and live on Capital Football YouTube. So whatever you're doing at work, or I was going to say at school, but you can't because you're on your phone, then you can take a quick break, have a coffee.
Don't promote that, Russ.
No, I didn't in the end.
Yep.
It's actually school holidays, I think, so you'll be okay.
Next week?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
actually is. Yeah,
so, yeah,
correct.
So you can watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, this week is the last week of term, so...
Here's Deep Jones. Challenge on Giuseppe Tyne.
Nothing excites.
I will apologise tonight for those of you that can't see much over the heads of the people that are in the way because of the height that we've got restrictions on the cameras here tonight. Not much we can do about it, unfortunately.
No, definitely not.
Especially when he goes in that corner. Bassett Silk. McLaren. We got a good view, though, from where we are.
We got a great view.
Yeah. Nice and safe.
Yeah, no one's fallen off these today.
It's not warm enough.
Well, not exactly.
It's actually got cooler since you mentioned the weather. It's actually, like I say, though, it's a beautiful night for football. If you're a player, you're loving these kind of conditions.
Absolutely. You're already warmed up enough as it is, and you know, just that little breeze at your back just makes you run that little 10% more. That little effort.
10% more, eh? Kachenko.
I mean, it did for me when I was playing. So
that's where I went wrong.
you stayed. You plateaued at the same level.
At one pace. Time. Piccolo.
First year, wasn't it?
That was it, mate. Elwood. Tyne again. Good challenge. Came in once more. Seth Wright. Played themselves into a bit of trouble here, though. And they've done well to get out of it.
Just unable to clear their lines, West Canberra there. Allowing Monaro to just get opportunity after opportunity. And that left-hand side just seems to be what Monaro are targeting for the opening half. And they've got some real good joys out of it.
Well, we are midway through the first half almost, and it's only the 1-0. You're watching live Australia Cup, Hahn Australia Cup qualifying football, brought to you by Allstate Towing, Electro Tinj, Deakin Club, Kitro Excavations, Rhythm Snowsports, Canberra PC Repair, LJ Hooker, and Xela Constructions.
So you do it several times, you just get the hang of it.
Absolutely. By the end of the tournament, know it off the top of my head.
End of the tournament.
Come Cup final day, mid-June.
You'll be up there on the big microphone and saying them all.
Oh, when the temperature will be a lot cooler than this.
Yes.
Kachenko looking for Bassett Silk, and he's got the run on the defence here. Ben Bassett Silk, can he find the right ball? He'll have to settle for a corner.
Great ball there from Robbie Kachenko, just putting that in behind diagonally into the path of Ben Basser, and was just unable to find a teammate. Had several players screaming in.
Able to throw a few more forward for this latest corner kick as well. Jack Elwood's been given a lot of the set-piece duties. Swung towards the far post. Going to fall on the edge of the area for Piccolo. Well, it was dipping. Struck it nicely.
And not a bad effort there from Piccolo. Just trying to find that top corner, just unable to keep it down.
Well, Paul McCourt will be happy with what he's seen so far. You'd like another goal, though, just to give them a semblance of a cushion.
Yeah, absolutely. Just having a second goal really will allow Paul to, think about the second half, whether he makes some early changes, obviously knowing that Monaro have a game on the weekend as well. And just
Tuggeranong United on Sunday, 3 o'clock at Strider Park.
And that's not going to be an easy game from what we've seen from Tuggeranong in the pre-season as well as on the weekend. They look a really good team, Tuggeranong.
There's been a couple of changes to the advertised times of games on the weekend. That Monaro Panthers game was supposed to be at 5:45 on Sunday. It's now at 3. The Sunday afternoon clash between Canberra Croatia and Ugali was at 3. It's now been brought back to 2 o'clock. I'll tell you about the women's in a moment as Giuseppe Tyne steps his way through. Happy to find Michael Piccolo. Barach. West Canberra Wanderers women's game away at Majura has been moved to Dixon. So that because Ainsley is not available. So Dixon for your Sunday afternoon women's football. Barach charged down. And that's what most of these ladies who are around in front of the canteen have been training for tonight.
Yeah, and as you mentioned before, as a game where both teams have won their opening match and a top of the table clash so early in the season, and especially for newly promoted Majura as well.
Well, there's a lot of talk in the women's game with Belconnen and Canberra Olympic, of course, and Canberra Croatia, and Gungahlin United, the top four. Gungahlin maybe aren't as strong as last year. We don't know. We didn't see their game on Friday. It was postponed.
Postponed, yeah.
So there is a thought process that maybe West Canberra Wanderers or Majura or someone like that could knock on the top four. Who knows? We will see. Free kick here in a very dangerous position indeed. Ben Silk has placed it right on the edge of the penalty area there. Can he get his shot away on target? What's he going to do? He is into the wall. Kapchanga wore it right in the face. Quintessential Falcon, I think they used to call that, didn't they? But that was a sore one for him.
You have to be brave when you're going into those walls. We commentated a lot of times in futsal and how bad you don't want to be in those walls. You know, outdoor soccer is just exactly the same, but you know, Alan Kapchanga being there might have saved it and might have saved a goal for.
Well, he wore it and he is down at the moment, waiting for a bit of treatment. Did someone go out? I can't see behind the. Oh yeah, they're getting some treatment there. But that would have stung.
Absolutely. Nothing worse than, especially in the middle of winter as well, when there's just the ice that comes out. Remember playing in those days?
You remember playing in them?
I
grew up in the UK.
Oh, well, that's true.
We played that. That was every week for us, my friend.
That was your natural
natural habitat. Yeah. Talk about direwolves.
Yeah, true.
West Canberra Wanderers, well, it doesn't get any easier for them. On Saturday, they're here against Canberra Olympic. Canberra Olympic side. I saw some of the Canberra Olympic players floating around earlier. Barisic boys were here. Maybe having a look at their opposition. They got off to a 4-1 win on the weekend against Wagga City. Drop ball. And now it's Panthers to get on the front foot. Deep Jones. Kachenko. Barach. Hickman in with the challenge. Aitchison back.
It'd be interesting to see the energy levels of these players, especially for West Canberra, going into the second half, obviously playing more than half of the game on the weekend, down to 10 men as well with that early red card.
Deep Jones in. How will they cope? It's a loose touch from Stamatis. And here's a chance for Barach. It's opened up. Well, and surprised perhaps that he's not hit the target on his left foot from that range, Daniel Barach. But they've had a lot of defending to do, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Monaro in total control at the moment, and you know, you would bet 9 times out of 10 that Daniel Barach puts that in the back of the net, and unfortunately just unable to find the target. But you can't give him many more opportunities like that because he will bury them.
It's been a lonely night for Marcus Gerzic and Nick Neveski. Gerzic trying to get involved now. They've had very little to do. Been a lonely night for Heath Illich, who's not touched the football, I don't think, for a long time anyway.
I think there was probably one goal kick that he had to touch, but that's about it.
That'll be another corner, and attention will turn to the right again. Another opportunity. Pembasa Silk will go across once more. Didn't start on the weekend, Pembasa Silk, but got himself a goal off the bench in his 108th MPL match. Swinging towards the far post, but he's overcooked it. Giuseppe Tyne is rapid, but unfortunately for him, not that quick.
Not on this surface as well, when the ball's just skidding away. As you mentioned, probably the easiest goal Ben Silk will probably score in his life.
Alan Kapchanga has been told he has to leave the field, a bit of claret from the facial wound. Must have opened up again. I don't know how it feels. I nicked myself shaving this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't stop, does it?
Doesn't stop.
For ages. I've got a feeling there might be a little bit more from
Potentially, yeah, potentially than just a small little cut.
Well, how do you know? It could have been horrible.
Oh, sorry.
Time. But yeah, it was just a nick.
Yeah.
No, pray help. Gerzic. Caught late by Deep Jones. Free kick goes the way of the Wanderers. Maybe a chance for them. As much as we haven't seen them as an attacking threat, they're still hanging in there, half an hour in. Only the one down. Daniel Balach's header.
I think that'll be the key. As long as it stays 1-0, West Canberra will always feel like if they can just jag one, that they're definitely back in this game. But it's been, as you mentioned, a lonely night for those forwards for West Canberra, always being isolated, almost like a bank of 8 and 2 for most of this game.
Yeah, Panthers having a lot of joy in the middle of the park. Di Franceschi finds Deep Jones. Piccolo. Switch of play. Elwood's had as many touches as anyone. And another good-looking ball. And there's Balach again. Oh, Tyne rather this time. My apologies. Snuck in. We're going to see if Alan Kapchanga can come in. But once again, Jack Elwood ball. This time Giuseppe Tyne found himself unmarked and couldn't quite direct his header as well as Daniel Balach.
Yeah, no, he couldn't. But it's just being in that position. And as you mentioned, Jack Elwood he's finding a lot of joy down on that left-hand side and crossing it with either his left or his right. Just being able to find that right person. And, you know, as a striker, former striker myself, it's something that you always want from your wingers is being able to provide that service. And at the end of the day, it's going to be your job to put it in the back of the net. But can't ask for nothing more from Jack Elwood at the moment.
Yeah, wonderful ball into the penalty area. Alan Kapchanga wanted to come back on. Gareth Biggs is not having a part of it at the moment. Over on that far side.
Must be real bad.
But Ethan Stamatis over there having a chat with the referee as well. In this day and age, though, if there's any hint of blood, you're not coming back on, are you?
No, absolutely
It's just the way it is at the moment. I'm sure he'll get himself sorted. Where's the Vaseline? He's just like part of that on.
True. Just get the old tape out and just wrap it around the whole part of your head.
Did Jones. Brave to put himself in the way. Well, not foolhardy, a bit like Daniel Grove was on the weekend. Did you see his tackle with his face?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was...
what was he doing?
That was an interesting tactic there, or an interesting play, I should say.
Good effort. Good touch that from McLaren. Tyne, Piccolo. Wants Elwood to get after that.
I'm sure Daniel will not be doing that again, though.
No, I don't imagine so. Marco Gaia with the throw. Balach bounced off him. Not quite as free-flowing in the attacking third as they were on Friday night, the Panthers. A couple of changes, of course, to that lineup.
Yeah, no, just being forced to play a different way. Here tonight, obviously, West Canberra playing that high line and see Gareth Biggs going over to Allen again.
Yeah, just having a double check. Does he pass muster this time?
I'm sure the coaching staff of West Canberra are definitely trying to get him back on the pitch.
Oh, and he is.
There we go.
And first thing he's got to do is go back in and perhaps head the ball away again.
Yeah.
Ben Bassasilk, another set piece. Again, it's a good one into the middle. I don't know who that's come off of. But it came off of someone. It was a Wanderers defender.
I think it was Dylan Deep Jones who got it on at the end. Just unable to guide it into the net. But another cracking ball in there.
Balach. McLaren. Tyne, that's dipping. Always going over the crossbar though. Okay. 12 minutes to the break.
They're at a time at the end of each half?
Yeah, there'll be a little bit, won't there? I mean, there was the injury to Kapchanga. That's about it, really, isn't it, so far? Deep Jones forward. Balach finds McLaren. Piccolo. One in the midfield by Kachenko. Bassasilk. Elwood again hugging that touchline again, taking on the fullback and delivering for Balach again. And a similar move, but this time it ends with the ball the wrong side of the post as far as the Panthers are concerned.
Yeah, no, absolutely great ball in again by Jack Elwood on that left-hand side, and you don't see that often with Daniel Barrett. Missing a couple of really good chances now.
That was a really good opportunity for someone of his quality to get on the end of that. Aitchison. Deep Jones. Hickman got a toe on it. Stamatis battling away, but no change. Heath Illich. Kachenko. Piccolo. Nicely done that, the Panthers.
Great opportunity there for West Canberra to create an opportunity in attack, and just the defence from Monaro getting their bodies in there, stopping and breaking up that play, and almost were back on the counter attack straight away.
Here's Zach McLaren in the middle of the park. Barach, McLaren, little dinked ball over the top, and Bassa Silk has got the pace to get away, but Cotter, excellent goalkeeping again.
Yeah, well read there by Cotter in goals. Lovely ball over the top for Ben Bassa Silk, who got away from his marker, and Cotter just drilling on the spot for any loose touch and was able to clean it up.
Reads the game well, doesn't he, the young goalkeeper?
He does, definitely not shy of a challenge as well. You know, always there, willing to put his body on the line.
Quick off his line as well.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very impressed by young Cotter there.
Di Franceschi. Kachenko finds Deep Jones. A lot of room to advance into for Dylan Deep Jones. Looking for Barach. Lachlan Terry across.
Still just trying to look for that ball over the top, Monaro, with that higher line that West Canberra is playing, but the way that they've got those joys is just those little intricate passes.
Barach got a bit lucky and then was upended by Terry. Free kick. Opportunity again to send the central defenders forward.
Just outside the box. Either Jack Elwood or it'll look like it'll be Ben Bassa Silk who will take it.
Can he find the right delivery? Deep Jones, Di Franceschi, the targets on the back post. Tyne and Barach a bit closer. Bassa Silk.
An interesting setup here, Russ. Robbie Kachenko just hanging on that edge of the box there.
For a potential cutback.
Yeah.
And that's where it's gone. Well picked, Andrew. And there is Kachenko. Didn't catch it anything like what he would have wanted. It was a back pass.
Seen him hit a ball a lot harder than that.
Seen him pass a ball a lot harder than that. Barach. Bounce is awkward. Kachenko. Picked off by Kepchanga. Now the chance perhaps for the break. Chetri's got nowhere to go. They've closed him down really quickly, and Bassa Silk's won it back. That's what they've done well so far, the Panthers. Haven't rested on their laurels.
No, you just saw the personification of how they want to defend there. Two players going towards the ball and another two players from Monaro just cutting off the angles. So really swarming on that player that has the ball.
McLaren steps away, couldn't get the ball through. There was three players waiting for it. It's going to come straight back though with Gaia. Second chance for McLaren to find the pass. Sends time wide and you can see it skip off that surface. It's unforgiving.
With the wind picking up as well, just the ball being able to carry on the pitch.
Josh Hickman, Noveski, Hickman. He's looking for the run of Stamatis, came off the shin. They've rushed it a little bit when they've had their chances, the Wanderers. I think it's because they've not had much ball. And it is a tendency when you've not had much of it to try and do something with it quickly.
That's exactly right. Just West Canberra just needing someone in that middle of the park, whether it's Tomatis, just to really take control of that ball and just dictate the tempo for a little bit. Because most of the time when West Canberra is getting it, it's just a one pass that either gets intercepted or, you know, putting their players in.
Here they go again with Badach, and it's across the middle, and Ben Silk will claim the tap-in. May have come off a defender last. We'll get a double check on that. Could be an own goal either way. Panthers have a second, and the weight of their possession has suggested it was coming.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure it was a touch off the West Canberra defender, but, you know, being in that position, Daniel Barrach making that little run in behind the defence and being able to cut it across with some pace as well, you know, all it needs is a deflection.
Might have been Lachlan Terry. We'll check it at half-time, but either way.
Just very unfortunate that it did bubble off him, but needed to make a play at, as you mentioned, Ben Silk was streaming along as well.
He was going to get a simple tap in if it wasn't played up by the defender. But it's the second goal 5 minutes before half-time, and it's the one that the Panthers wanted to give themselves that breathing space. Barach involved heavily. Piccolo.
Just seeing it there from West Canberra, just rushing the ball forward, just unable to find that pass to feet.
They've just got to try and get to the half-time whistle now, I think, haven't they, without conceding any more?
Well, absolutely. We said when it was 1-0, if they could keep it at that score, then, you know, they have every chance to try and jag one. But since that second goal's gone in, it's now really important that they do keep the ball, and instead of just trying to rush it every chance they get.
Marco Gaia wins a free kick. They've gone short with Piccolo, not hanging around.
Just pushes the referee out of it.
Interesting that they went short on that one. They've not really created anything for themselves at the moment. Here's Deep Jones.
Maybe just more of a play just to run the West Canberra players around some more, tire them out.
Tyne trying to slip his way through. Dylan Deep Jones steps away from Noveski. Nicely done. Michael Piccolo gives it away. Now then, perhaps Noveski. He's had to look up. He's a long way to go, and there's no one with him. Stamatis. Aitchison. Switch of play towards Seth Wright. Changa.
Lovely there from West Canberra, just not rushing that play there. Controlling the ball, moving it around at the back.
Best they played in terms of keeping it. A couple of minutes to the break.
As you say that. Commentators go.
It always happens, doesn't it? It's not as bad as you talking about the weather, though, because since then, I'm talking about the big coat might be coming out before half-time, my friend.
You reckon? I think it's still all right.
Yeah, it might be for you. I'm freezing. Elwood. Kamchanga steps in front of him. Aitchison looking for Hickman. You can hear the wind howling in the effects mic. Noveski. Deep Jones got there. Elwood's got some room. Can he find the right pass? He's gone back into traffic. Kapchanga. Here's Josh Hickman.
Not many options forward for Josh Hickman. He only had two, and they were one far on the left and one far on the right. Very, very difficult to create some opportunities when the players are so far apart.
Elwood's gone scampering after that and somehow kept it in. Bassa Silk. Barach to send it in. Tyne was queuing up. Was waiting to get the killer touch, but he couldn't get there first.
Great defensive work there from Noah Prail, just sensing the danger of Giuseppe Tyne on that back post and just dealt with it calmly.
into the final minute of the first half. Dylan Deep-Jones. Kachenko stabbed by Bassasilk. Barac is trying to get after this. And once again, Cotter does well.
Puts his body on the line there, Cotter.
Hit the back of Kachenko on the head, I think, didn't it? Here he is again.
Again, just so far spread.
Barac is in for another. Couldn't quite get a touch on it. Came off his shin. But they're getting a lot of joy down that left flank, Monaro Panthers.
Absolutely, and
Seth Wright was a long time getting up.
Daniel Barrett just having opportunity after opportunity as well. On any given day, all three of those chances that he's had could have easily gone in the back of the net.
He could have had a hat-trick by half-time. Put this one well and truly to bed. Stamatis bounces for Tyne. Barac, McLaren. Barac in. Only halfway by right. And Hickman can complete the clearance. Now there might be something on Stamatis. Neveski. Only 2 runners ahead. And he can only pick out Deep-Jones. And that's left them a bit short at the back now with Barac. Tyne.
Able to find that reverse ball into Dylan Deep-Jones there.
One behind him. Kachenko, Piccolo, and almost to Barac again. Stamatis for the Wanderers.
Only one forward for the West Canberra Wanderers.
It's Marcus Gudisic out here on the touchline, isn't it? And they're forced to go backwards again, and they've lost outs. Here's Tyne. Back in his pace. Not a bad ball in as well. And Barac, well, took it down well on his trusted left, and then it fell to the right. And the less said about that, the better.
Yeah. Won't have to remind him about that one.
Scuffed horribly wide from Daniel Barac. If it had been on the other foot.
Correct, yeah.
We're probably looking at 3-0.
I think there'd probably be another hole in the back of the net, to be fair, if it was on his left. But just another opportunity for Monaro.
They're racking them up now into stoppage time at the end of the first half. They have been the dominant side. They lead 2-0, as we expected. Aside from the CPL, the league below. McLaren's won it back again. And the reverse ball, and here's Barac, and Piccolo, and he slides it home, and the flag goes up very late indeed.
You can hear the fans from Monaro not happy about that one being up so late.
I think VAR had a quick look at it.
Potentially, yeah.
Piccolo's goal chalked off. Aitchison, can't tell from our angle though, can you?
No, it's been hard.
Hickman.
Give the referees the benefit of the doubt for that one.
Prail wants to take on Tyne. He's just running out of play.
Just unable to keep that in. Noah Prail on the left, but positive signs there from Noah Prail, just trying to keep that ball and waiting for an opportunity to either cross it or find a teammate.
Pretty much at the tail end of the time added on, and that'll do us, says Gareth Biggs. And Andrew Sturton, Monaro Panthers will go in at the break comfortably in control.
Yeah, absolutely. Really dominant first half there from Monaro Panthers, creating opportunity after opportunity, especially down the left-hand side, where Jack Elwood is. But definitely all to do with the next 45 minutes for West Canberra Wanderers. As you mentioned, it's a cup game. So just go out there, put everything out for that team, and just trying to really keep that ball, especially in that middle when they do win it. Because that's been their major issue, is when they do win it, just that hurry up into that forward line, and obviously they lose possession. So definitely some things for Bernie to talk about in that dressing room, but Monaro will be all smiles and all cheers at the moment.
Daniel Barac has one, might have had 3. Ben Bassasilk might have had 1. was beaten to it by West Canberra Wanderers defender, and that's the difference at the break here in the Hahn Australia Cup qualifying. Round 4 tie, the Monaro Panthers with 1 foot in the quarterfinals. It's West Canberra Wanderers 0, Monaro Panthers 2. Welcome back to Melrose Synthetic. We're at half-time. Monaro Panthers lead by 2-0 against West Canberra Wanderers in the Hahn Australian Cup. I can confirm that the second goal will go down as an own goal to Lachlan Terry. Unfortunately for him, and unfortunately for Ben Silk, who doesn't get the goal. You're watching Australia Cup football, brought to you by our sponsors, Allstate Towing. Broken down or been in an accident, give Allstate Towing a call, your 24/7 local trusted towing company. Electro Tinj, proudly supporting the Capital Football Australia Cup qualifying rounds. Deakin Club, the family-friendly football club. Kitro Excavations for all your excavation and earth-moving needs. Rhythm Snowsports, ignite the stoke. Canberra PC Repair, IT support when you need it most. LJ Hooker, for your real estate needs, contact Lukas Cole at LJ Hooker. And Xela Constructions, commercial builders, proudly supporting grassroots football. My name's Russ Gibbs. Andrew Stone is with me. Andrew, 2 changes at half-time for the Panthers. Ryan Straub for Adam Di Franceschi. Christian Kreskus for Ben Silk. And on Christian Kreskus, the note, I'm told, that on the weekend when we gave an assist for Giuseppe Tyne's shot that was saved, we thought it was Giuseppe Tyne. Someone said it was Kreskus' shot. So I'll have to double-check that.
Okay.
Now to see whether or not, because that'll give Kreskus another assist. Stephen Dominici's going to the canteen. Steve, you going to the canteen? Yeah. Going to get some food? He's off for a wander. He definitely is going to the canteen for something, actually. I thought I saw Ashton Antioch from West Canberra Wanderers getting ready to come on as well, the number 35, I believe, but we will see who he will replace when the Wanderers do join us. I don't know whether that we've come early or the Panthers have just ticked us off by going early or what, but the referees are just coming on now.
I think they're just ready to go. Now that it's starting to, as you mentioned, just a little bit colder, probably want to get the second half done.
I've got my big jacket on.
And a coffee.
And do you know what? There's still people around here, mostly younger than me. Well, that's nearly everyone. wearing shorts.
Shorts and,
and active wear and whatever else you wear around when you've been training.
Well, that's the thing. They have been training, so they're probably still warm. But give it another 10 or 20 minutes, and they might want to rug up.
Here's the 2 changes. Ashton Antioch is coming on. I can see him there wearing 35. So have a look around and see who he has replaced is the key, which is not going to be easy. I think it might be Alan Kachanga looking at it.
I think so, yeah.
Judging by maybe they can't stem that bleeding in the first half. Yeah, he's got a vest on to our rights. So Ashton Antioch. Wearing number 35. He will hope for a little bit more fortune in terms of getting forward and not wearing a ball in the face, I'd imagine.
That's probably the plan, Russ. I mean, I'm sure Alan is probably disappointed that he has to come off, obviously, with that unfortunate injury, but just an opportunity to showcase what he has.
Well, let's see what they can do, the Wanderers. They may as well have a go. No point wandering out. That's easy for me to say, isn't it?
What, wandering? Yeah.
That's it. That's the word I'm looking for.
Wandering.
Wandering. Die wanting. That was what I was trying to say. I was saying wanting and wandering at the same time.
Combine the 2 words.
Absolutely. Look, it's 7:30 on a Tuesday. It's nearly my bedtime, mate. Gareth Biggs waiting to get us underway. It was all Panthers pretty much for the first 45 minutes. Danny Barrett scored once, might have had a couple more. Lachlan Terry took one off the toes of Ben Silk, who was about to tap in, and immediately they're on the front foot. Tyne. We'll check the video of that goal on the weekend, and we will get that assist correct. Deveski on Gaia.
Trying to make himself a little bit of a nuisance up there. Obviously starving from the ball in that first half. Not many touches. So he's just trying to put himself in that position.
And make a nuisance of himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
McLaren.
See again, the high line from West Canberra. They're sticking to it. I guess at this stage, might as well.
Well, they won't want this to blow out, but they also want to try and find a way back into the contest. What did they say about 2-0 half-time leads?
It's 2-0 in general, isn't it? It's the worst scoreline you can have.
Well, you think if the Panthers get another, it is done and dusted, isn't it? But if Wanderers could snag one, they might give themselves a bit of hope.
It's probably just that. It's just that confidence that a goal brings. That brings the team. Knowing that you can get one, and then the first one's always that challenging part, isn't it, Russ? It's just finding that opening one. Once you do, they seem to come, you know, on a regular basis. So West Canberra hoping they can drag one early the second half, and then just build on that.
Nice flick from Marcus Garazic in amongst that. Barach. Kreskus to deliver towards the far post. Kachenko was coming in. Just too high for him. First chance for Ashton Antioch. To have a go. Hickman ran away from him and Jack Elwood took over. Kachenko. Deep Jones. Now Marco Gaia. Seth Wright got in. As Woden Valley, this club destroyed the Panthers 9-0 in the inaugural season of the NPL back in 2013. The win in round 16 that year, that remains the biggest win in the club's history. West Canberra Wanderers, as they were amalgamated in, they still have that history, even though Woden Valley now are back as Woden Valley. It's a bit of a convoluted process that we haven't really got time to go into right about now.
Still 9-0.
That was back when the Panthers weren't quite as good as they are right now. In the last 6 meetings against the Panthers, Wanderers have scored just 2 goals. One of those was enough to win a round 19 match in 2022, though. 1-0 at the Riverside. Jenna Charuti, I think, scored the winning goal and got himself a transfer to the Panthers. Now plying his trade with O'Connor Knights, who've got some work to do this weekend. They play the Tigers in round 3 of the NPL. You can watch that game live on Canberra Football YouTube channel, as you can every other one. Ball in was a bit poor from Kreskus out on that flank. Just getting up to speed of the contest.
Yeah, definitely. Just trying to figure out just the angles and stuff, which is really weird because his first cross that he did was an absolute peach for Robbie Kachenko on the back post.
If it is confirmed that it was his effort on the weekend, we were talking assists, that would be his 3rd in the one game, which is not bad effort.
Definitely not. Well, we spoke about how good Jack Elwood's crossing has been in that first half, and obviously Christian Kreskus in that first game against Tigers had a similar role to play in their big win. So,
I mean, we could watch it back, or if Christian Kreskus watches this later on, just let me know if it was you, mate.
Just a simple text would be alright.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
just a quick message on Facebook Messenger or something.
Yep.
That'll be fine. We'll take your word for it. Marco Gaia.
Are you saying you don't want to watch the replay again?
No, I will tomorrow, but you might get there before me.
True.
We've got a visit tomorrow with one of the Kanga Cup discount partners in the morning.
Oh, nice. How are we looking for teams for that?
200, less than 80 spots left, I think, of the 324. That was yesterday's tally. 324 spots open for the Kanga Cup. Only 85 were available yesterday morning, and that obviously would have gone more again today. So we'll have to get a check tomorrow, but we'll be pretty close to capacity already, which would be fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Always a great tournament. The Kanga Cup, obviously being a part of it as a player, as an administrator as well.
Such a good week of football in Canberra. 2nd week of July this year because of the British and Irish Lions Rugby Tour. Nick Noveski over this free kick. A rare chance for the Wanderers to test Heath Illich. And it's wasted by being fired into the wall, and that might cause them problems because there's only 3 back and there's 5 streaming forward in pink and white. One of them's Daniel Barach. In towards the middle. Ryan Straub couldn't quite get it under his control in the first instance. He can in the second, and he can rattle it home with the 3rd. Off the bench and on the score sheet, and probably sending the Panthers into the quarterfinals. Ryan Straub from one free kick at one end to a goal at the other, and the Panthers are 3-0 up.
Yeah, pure persistence there from Ryan Straub, not giving up an inch on that ball, even with that missed touch at the start of the play from when Daniel Barrett crossed it in. Just managing to keep that ball under pressure and swivels it on a dime, buries it into that bottom left-hand corner, and 3-0 now for Monaro. It all looks all but done at the moment.
You have to feel for the Wanderers, they didn't get the opportunity to go forward much in the first half. In the second, they saw a chance of the free kick. They flooded some players into the box. The delivery wasn't good enough, and then all of a sudden, 2 passes later, they're defending something in their area, and Ryan Straub showcasing the depth of talent in this Panthers outfit. Gets himself on the score sheets. Finished it very well, did Ryan Straub. He's never scored a goal in the National Premier League for the Panthers.
Always good to get your first for a club. And Ryan will be hoping that he gets plenty more as the season goes on.
Chances are he might have netted one in the cup. We don't have all the stats of the cup games, unfortunately. We'll have to rectify that one day when we get a bit more time.
Do enough as it is, Russ.
I'll see my kids at some stage. We've got to go and see the Minecraft movie, apparently. I've been told in
Minecraft
school holidays,
movie.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the Jack Black, I don't mind Jack Black.
Jack Black's
So, yeah, I can live with that.
Jason Momoa is in it as well.
Well, Aquaman.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to go and watch that new F1 movie as well when it comes out.
True, yeah.
Watching movies. Aitchison with the free kick delivered down the throat of Heath Village. We can give a shout out to Dendy Cinemas if you want to go and watch them, because they're one of our partners at the Kanga Cup. So
great opportunity there with Dendy.
Kachenko. Barach is running in on it, but Cotter again. Been very impressive, as we mentioned in the first half, his anticipation, his reading of the game. Such a young goalkeeper.
Yeah, the way he gets off the mark as well to stop any potential attacks.
Might have some work to do again here, though. Straub, Piccolo, well, that's a rarity. Michael Piccolo miscontrolling, well, not even controlling.
Then just West Canberra unable to keep the ball.
He had a little look at the field there, I think, Michael Piccolo as well. I mean, when it went under his foot.
I think so too.
You're not fooling anyone there.
Either the ground, or it's one of those ones where you just lift your foot up and go, how did it
How
go?
did it?
Yeah, how did it
Got
go
a hole in my
underneath
boot. Here he is again. Almost stretching to play that through. Elwood. Knocking on the door here, Jack Elwood, for a start on the weekend.
He
Done
has
really well.
been very, very impressive, young Jack Elwood there. And I'm sure when he does get his opportunity to start in that team, he'll grab it with both hands as well. So
There won't be many teams left in this competition. There won't be many at all, there'll only be 8. But there won't be many that will, of this other 7 that will want to play the Panthers.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think, well...
Or Canberra, Croatia, for that matter.
I was going to say... Yeah.
Or maybe even Tigers if they get through. But Panthers are looking red hot at the start of the season. I mean, they've scored 3 today, and they could have had at least another 3 or 4.
And then knowing your luck, you'll probably draw Monaro versus Canberra, Croatia in the
Well,
next round.
I'm not pulling the balls out of the hat. That's something I won't do. Giuseppe Tyne, space in the middle if he can find Barach, but that one's out towards the training fields. Doesn't quite make it. That will be someone else's job.
Someone else's job.
You can't pull them out. It's all right to host and read the names, but you don't get told off then if you're the one pulling out Monaro Panthers versus Canberra, Croatia, or you're the one sending someone to Griffith
Yes, true.
on a Tuesday night.
Yep.
Ugali, they're in it. They came here on a Tuesday night, didn't they? They played Canberra Juventus. Won 3-0 to get themselves into the quarterfinal draw.
Did. And Ugali have started their season off pretty well as well. A couple of draws.
Could have won it on the weekend. Darren Bailey right at the death. Good save by Nick Middleton. Kachenko. Ugali go to Deakin Stadium this weekend. Be a real test for them.
Saturday or Sunday is that one?
That's on Sunday. I'll be at High Street on Saturday afternoon as Queanbeyan City take on Gungahlin United, which will be a decent game as well. Kachenko, Ashton Antioch, 2 bites at it and finds Hickman. Gurzic, Stamatis.
Picks up the foul there, yeah. Another opportunity for West Canberra to just get players in the box and hopefully can convert this opportunity.
Well, they left 3 back this time, which is only going to be 2 because Lachlan Terry's going to go forward again. So it's 2v2 at the back. It's just Epitan and Daniel Badach against Andrew Aitchison and Seth Wright. And they'd have to get this free kick right.
You get 3-0, Russ. You kind of have to gamble on that, don't you?
You have to. Noveski in, good ball, but Illich got there ahead of Hickman. You may as well. I mean, you don't want to lose heavily, but if you do, so be it. I mean, you've got to have a go.
Yeah. You're already 3-0 down. You might as well leave it 2-2 at the back and commit as many men forward, even just to get 1 back.
Elwood. Guy. Deep Jones. Plenty of time to pick a pass. Kreskus. Deep Jones. Off goes Ryan Straub. 3 against 3 in the middle. Straub looking for Tyne. Good hit that is. Oh, that's a cracker. Giuseppe Tyne sweeps one home. Brilliant first time hit from the young forward. And that is a beauty. And that's 4 for Monaro.
Absolutely cracking goal there from Giuseppe Tyne, and just the way he went about it as well, noticing that Ryan Straub had cut inside and just had a look at the defenders. As the defenders backed off, he kind of just took a step to his right and really just planted himself on the top of the box where no one's around him. And as the ball came in, just swept that home into the top left-hand corner. And Monaro, again, dominating as they were in the first half, and a deserved 4-0 lead.
And a change in goal. Gary Memitage replaces Heath Illich. Gary Memitage, who scored, remember, against the Wanderers last year. I don't think he's going to score from in goal.
Penalty shout, maybe?
Was there another change in there as well? I think there was. Robert Kachenko has come off, and I think... Is it Luka McCall maybe that's come off? Have a look. I can't really see at the moment. Wasn't paying attention. There's been a whole change of rafter players. I think it's Luka McCall. I'll have a look in a minute. Has come on in the middle. Seth Wright goes in. It is, isn't it? Luka McCall for Robert Kachenko. Stephen Dominici hasn't had an introduction yet. Max Melik is the other. Wonder if the Wanderers will look to their bench. 4-0 down. Really good goal that from Giuseppe Tyne. Not a chance for Lachlan Cotter. Lachlan Cotter, they called him his dad. It's Mitchell Cotter.
Definitely not.
His dad wouldn't have got anywhere near it either. His barrage to send it into the middle. Yeah, not a chance for the young keeper. It was beautifully executed by Giuseppe Tyne.
Yeah, definitely a world-class finish there from Giuseppe Tyne.
And a first senior goal. A first team level for him as well.
Few players getting on the goal sheet for goal sheet from Monaro.
Yeah, well, they've shared him out this year, which is going to be pleasing, I'm sure, for the Paul McCaw. Gurzic, he's battled hard. Oh, and he's had a swing out there. That was a bit silly. Frustration from Marcus Gurzic. Gets himself a yellow card.
Yeah, just losing the ball there. Unfortunately, just lashing out. Obviously, that's just a built-up frustration of the game so far. Unable to get the ball many times, and just seeing how riled up they are and how easy Monaro are finding it at the moment.
There is a gulf in quality between the two. You expected it, didn't you? The relative leagues that they're in, and the Wanderers trying to pick themselves up from a season where they were right at the bottom of the pile in the CPL. They could have gone down if the team below them in State League 1 had wanted to be promoted.
Western Molonglo. Yeah, that would have been interesting if they had come up.
But they chose not to. And that reprieved West Canberra Wanderers. And they are rebuilding, and they have got plenty more of new players in this year. They are going to be, they already look like in the CPL, having played that first game and pushed Juventus to 94 minutes. But they're going to be a tougher nut to crack this year. Bernie Toe's recruited quite well.
I think there's a few teams in that CPL that will try and vie for that, I guess, that third, fourth spot. Really looking to it.
Tyne bundling his way past a couple and then got his feet stuck in the ground before he tried to cross it. Tangled himself up. They're especially difficult to play here, aren't they, West Canberra Wanderers as well? They love playing on this surface.
Absolutely, and I think that's a sign of any team that wants to either be promoted or stay in a division. It's those home games that really count. Trying to make that as much of a fortress as you can, and then picking up the odd points away from home.
Here's some random football stats for you about these two teams. Panthers have scored now 22 goals in their last 5 matches with West Canberra, and they've only conceded 2 in that process.
That's a very interesting stat, because you mentioned before that between them only 80 goals and 40 apiece.
Well, so 15 and 15 of the last 20 goals, including the 2 they got in the first half, have been first half goals against the Wanderers. It was all bolstered out a bit by the fact they got 6 by half time in the cup game, or 5 by 20-minute mark in that game last year. And I guess this scoreline is heading in that direction, but this is a much better Wanderers performance than we saw that night. That game was dead and buried. Rocco Stricker had a hat-trick in 6-minute spell.
Yeah, something like that. It wasn't. It was incredible from Rocco and Monaro, and as you mentioned there,
yeah, I think it was Stricker 3 minutes, Kreska 6, Stricker 8, Stricker 11, Bassasilk 19. 5-0 up in the first 20 minutes. And that kind of killed the cup tie.
As I say, yeah, when you're 5-0 up after 20 minutes, the game kind of gets a bit stale after a while.
And that's a name we've not seen on a Panthers team sheet yet this year, Rocco Stricker. He is registered.
So he's going to play, end up playing? Or?
Well, who knows? He's been very coy about it when I spoke to him in the clubhouse at Strider Park on the weekend about whether he was going to lace up the boots. We'll come back to that in a minute. Great run from McLaren. They're in behind again here, the Panthers. Can he pick out the right ball? It's Zach McLaren still to tee up Piccolo, and he's hit the bar. And Giuseppe Tyne is quickest to the reaction and stabs home his second. Piccolo denied by the woodwork, and Tyne gets 2 on the rebound.
Yeah, great finish from the rebound there from Giuseppe Tyne, but what a run from McLaren. Just bending his arc just to avoid that offside, and just had the calmness and poise to pick out Piccolo. And obviously Piccolo would be wondering why he hasn't scored yet, but Giuseppe just drilling on the spot for that follow-up. And 5-0, it looks like it's going to get out of hand.
2 for Tyne. Another knocking on the door of selection for Paul McCaw, and this one is done and dusted. Just going back to the Rocco Stricker speculation. If he does play, there's a chance at one stage this season that some poor side is going to have to play against Rocco Stricker, Stephen Dominici and Daniel Barach as a front 3 perhaps. Bag's not, I'm sure they're all saying.
Bag's not, definitely. But yeah, what a formidable forward line that would be. But
and you've got Giuseppe Tyne scored 2 in next to no time at the moment here as well.
I was going to say, you look at the players that have played this evening. You've got Giuseppe Tyne. Jack Elwood is an absolutely screamer of a game as well. Robbie Kichenko can always be a threat. So
it's such a deep squad this year, isn't it? It's such a good squad that they've got as well. There's so many variations on the theme. Callum Smith is sat down to our left as well, he's about a month away a month away from playing again, having had long-term injury, so he's another to bring back in. Good ball forward, and Piccolo's broken the lines again. Is this his moment? Well, he's tried to tee up time for a hat-trick, and he's still trying to force it home. Very unselfish from Michael Piccolo. Trying to get Giuseppe Tyne the match ball. Didn't quite work.
Yeah, no, just couldn't find that pass across. Good scrambling defence there by West Canberra Wanderers, but a golden opportunity for another one to be put into the net.
Lovely ball again. I think it was McLaren who weighted it over the top. He's done a few of those tonight. Here's Luka McCaw to whip one in. That's a good ball in. Cotter can't get hold of it. I think he saw it very late. Barach ran across him. Here's Luka McCaw. Wanderers struggling to clear. Stamatis might be a break for him. And here goes Noveski in support.
Great opportunity there, West Canberra Wanderers to mount a counter-attack, but again, just Monaro seizing it at the end.
Here goes Kreskus. He's got pace and directness, and he's going all the way through with a bit of luck, and that's a foul, and Lachlan Terry might be in trouble here. Giuseppe Tyne is going to score, but Lachlan Terry is going to get sent off. Unfortunately for him, because that was a bit fortunate for Christian Kreskus. I'm not sure he meant to run all the way through, and poor Lachlan Terry pulls him down and sees red.
Make your own luck, don't you? And Christian Kreskus just goes straight through. The ball bobbling around the defenders, and unfortunately for West Canberra, and now down to 10 men for the second time in the space of a few days.
Feel sorry for Lachlan Terry. He was really given no option. He made an attempt to get there, and the pace and the power of Kreskus, unfortunately, saw him wrestle to the ground. I mean, if it's half a yard further forward, it's a penalty and a yellow, isn't it?
Yellow, yep. Double
That's the
jeopardy,
rules
exactly,
we live in these days, I believe. Lachlan Terry, no options. And you can see when he comes off, just says that's football. He's very magnanimous about it all. One of those things for the defender. It's caught between a rock and a hard place. Kreskus, well, you talk about not wanting to be in a wall. He can hit a ball, Kreskus.
Yeah,
He's got Luka McCaw in there too. I think it's going to be Kreskus who was fouled. And he thumps it low and hard. Didn't quite catch it, did he? Wall stood its ground.
Oh, definitely just mishit that one. Into the wall. It's a lovely piece of skill there from Luka McCaw.
Good flick as well. McCaw to send it into the middle. And there's Kreskus with the header. Not enough pace on it. "20 minutes to play." Thumped forward, and Deep Jones will let it go through. You know what time it is, Andrew?
Don't know.
It's time to thank our sponsors. Australia Cup sponsors, brought to you by Allstate Towing, Electro Tinj, Deakin Club, Kitro Excavations, Rhythm Snowsports, Canberra PC Repair, LJ Hooker, and Xela Constructions. Thanks very much for all your support, for allowing us to watch this cup match in which Monaro Panthers are cruising 5-0 up. Kreskus. Deep Jones has it.
Just hasn't been West Canberra's night at all. When they win possession back from Monaro, just unable to keep it. When you give a side like Monaro opportunity after opportunity.
Tyne still going, forcing his way through. He's desperate for a hat-trick.
He is.
He's going to have to go some way to beat Alex Tyne's record, though. I think Alex Tyne scored 9 in a game once, didn't he?
9.
I think you mentioned that. He's looking at me now. I think he got 9 in a game once. Yeah, he hasn't told anybody about it for at least 5 minutes. So, but he definitely got 9 in a game once. Giuseppe's got 2. So,
bit of a way to go.
Yeah. Like I say, never heard that story from Alex. He'll tell you if you ask him nicely. Corner kick for the Panthers, looking for a 6th. And they have been relentless. That's in towards Straub, who wins the header. Can't direct it goalwards. Reminder that tomorrow, Tigers play Majura. Majura from the Capital League, the Community League 1, as they call it. Keep changing the names of these things. Community League Open 1. That's right.
Yeah, it
Against
is.
Tigers
I
from
don't
the
think it's
MPL.
Community League, to be honest. I think it's
Are they State League? No, they are Community League.
Capital League Open.
I think it's Community League Open. Is it
sure?
Capital- no, I'm not. That's what I'm telling you.
I should know. I actually play in it.
I mean, I only work there. So they keep changing the names of these things. Who knows? But anyway, they're effectively tier 3 locally. Ball into the middle, and it's another surely. Oh, McLaren's hit the post. He met it on the volley from about 8 yards, and he's rattled the woodwork.
So unlucky there.
So locally
From
tier
McLaren.
3, isn't it? National Premier League, and then CPL, and then Majura in the league below that. So 2-league gap between the two. That could be an interesting cup tie, though. They'll give their best. Keep an eye out for Rory Larkin, the former Canberra Olympic goalkeeper, playing centre forward. Scored the winner against Woden in the last round. He's always a handful.
I say there's a few players in that Majura team who have had some sort of Premier League experience. Keegan Ramirez-Hodgson used to play for Belconnen way back when.
Good turn by Tyne, and then laps it over the crossbar. Yeah, there's some players in there that are more than capable. They were very fortunate to get past Woden Valley in some respects, who were from 2 leagues below that in, I think, Community League Open 3/4, because they had a mixed team, and they were very good. Don't know how they got on the weekend, but I wouldn't be surprised if they won.
Yeah, they were definitely up for that match. Woden, especially in that first little stanza, getting a goal up to the good as well. And
well, Matt Plevy's already told me his team for tomorrow in the lineup, so he's ready to go. Tigers keeping their cards firmly to their chest at the moment, as they tend to.
I don't think it's really much of a secret for the Capital League teams. You've got 16 players.
That's
and
it. That's what you got. Yeah, whoever's available.
You don't have the squad depth like these NPL clubs. So
well, Ali can pick 3 teams tomorrow, I think. See what he comes up with. Really looking forward to seeing how they bounce back from a really disappointing match on Friday. They led 2-0 at one stage against Ugali. They were 2-0 up, pegged back to 2-2. We were asking at one stage whether they might be 6 points from 2 games, and in the end they've got 1. But they have got a bucket full of quality in that team, and they're far too good to be down there for too long, and we will see how they go. Looking forward to that tomorrow. Steve Forshaw will join me. We will take you through that from the comforts of the South Jerrabomberra Regional Sporting Complex.
We're waiting for that.
Balach slid in behind by McLaren. Flag goes up. Well, it's a bit of a strange one because he looked like he ran from
behind the defender, yeah. It looked like it, didn't it?
We can forgive the officials for...
Maybe it was just a bit of a let-off. I think 5-0's enough, probably. But you're right. It's an interesting game between Majura and Tigers tomorrow, and then obviously Belconnen and Queanbeyan.
That'll be a cracker too, yeah. Well. Belconnen, both of those sides will be super keen to get to the quarterfinals. Belconnen will feel that's a really winnable match for them as well, and so will Queanbeyan City. It should be a corker. Unfortunately, we're not bringing you that one. We were going to before the venue got switched, or the match got switched.
GEO.
No, before the date got moved.
Oh, the date.
Yeah. And then we committed to the Tigers Majura for a while.
Yep.
Which is always supposed to be on the day it was supposed to be on, which is tomorrow. This was supposed to be Thursday, but it's now Tuesday.
Yeah, okay.
It's hard to keep up, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. Well, you got a lot of those Cup games coming in thick and fast, especially at the start of the
we're very
season
lucky
as well.
that we've been able to bring you so many of them live, and we had all intents to bring you the Women's Federation Cup between White Eagles and Majura, but White Eagles unable to field the team. McLaren in round the back. Too early in the season for them, unfortunately. But we will be bringing you all 4 Women's Federation Cup quarter-finals starting on Tuesday the 22nd of April with Belconnen United against Majura. Then we're Gungahlin versus Canberra Olympic, and then the following Wednesday, Canberra Croatia versus Tuggeranong, and the following Thursday is ANU versus West Canberra Wanderers. So we'll be bringing you all of those. Here's a chance for Tyne to turn on the edge of the box. And, of course, we'll be bringing you all 4 men's quarterfinals as well, and then semi-finals, men's and women's, and grand final day. Loads of cup football for you to enjoy, thanks to our sponsors. If it wasn't for those sponsors, we'd only be bringing you the finals. So if you can get around them, that would be great.
Yeah, very, very well done from our sponsors.
And if you are an owner of a small business and you want to get involved in cup football or anything like that, sponsorship, you can see the logos coming up on the front of the screen. They come up every 10 minutes and after goals, and get in match program, every single games. Get in contact with us. We'd love to have you as part of the Australia Cup qualifying broadcast family, or even anything else you want to get involved in. Kanga Cup, MPL, Junior League. Love to have as many.
CFL at the end of the season.
CFL is always looking for broadcast sponsors to go around again. Piccolo.
Been very good, Russ. You've done a very good job. You're saying it's all up. As much as we loved Bar TV, I think it's just a little bit more accessible being on YouTube, and having that available is definitely seeing a lot of people tuning into these matches as well.
Changes for the Wanderers. How good are your eyesight in the gloom over on that far side?
Geordie Freeman.
Josh is good at numbers. Geordie Freeman, number 18.
There's one.
It's coming on for Santry Chetri, I think.
Triple substitution, yeah.
Deveski and Gurisic are also going. Van Newen is one of them. And Stephen Neveski for Nick Neveski. Look at that. Excellent work, Andrew. That's why I bring you. That and the double cheesies.
And the double cheese. Yeah, well, not today. Not tonight. No. But sometime in the season.
Do you know, I got to the canteen, they run out of Musselman curry and poppadoms. It was so disappointing. Probably for the best.
See what happens when we do the job and then everyone else just sneaks in front.
Exactly. Stephen Neveski's gone up top. Geordie Freeman's dropped in just behind him.
Van Newen's picking up a spot in that middle as well.
Great character, Van Newen. Win picks up Luka McCaw. Van Newen got a touch, and it might come here for Antioch. Gary Memitage said he did it. Gary Memitage's first touch of the ball, I think.
Yeah, needed to be aware of that situation.
Barach, Geordie Freeman.
Yeah, slightly offside, McLaren there.
Geordie Freeman with his ubiquitous sports glasses, hasn't he? Wears him in futsal as well. Andrew Aitchison.
Just a poor touch there.
Straub.
Monaro to come.
Caught that, didn't he? Really good block by Stamatis. Straub. Kreskus. Hickman stabs it away from him. Antioch helps it on. Stamatis, Hickman, Freeman, Newen, Antioch. That's nice.
And just the introduction of Van Newen and Geordie Freeman, just giving West Canberra just a little bit of energy in that middle.
Well, they've got 10 minutes plus a bit more to go. Stamatis. Newen back. Ryan Straub steps in. Nice little touch from McLaren. Barach tried to put it back for Piccolo. Hickman's got to be careful. Jack Elwood's picked his pocket. Piccolo. Still wondering how he hit the bar, probably. Luka McCaw has a go, and why not? When you can strike a ball that well. Luka McCaw flashes it in from distance, and he brings up half a dozen for the Panthers in some style.
What an absolute strike there from Luka McCaw. Was thinking, as soon as he got the ball, his thought was the shot on target. And as you mentioned, when you can hit a ball as sweetly as that, why not? And absolutely fantastic goal there from Luka McCaw, and now Monaro just running away with it.
Against the 10 men, of course, they're going to find a bit more space, but Luka McCaw absolutely rocketed that. Now, we're not right behind it, but I venture to suggest it did move a little bit as well.
Sure it did, and Obviously with the wind swirling on the pitch as well. Very tough chance for young Kottering goals to save, but when you have the opportunity to hit a ball as swirly as that, you always take it. And
Panthers now running amok. Piccolo, McLaren, Deep Jones.
Just a little kick in the guts as well for West Canberra. You know, they had just a spell just before that where just nice little interchanging of passing and turning the ball over once, and that's what happens.
Look at this, so 5 up with the Panthers here, putting pressure on, trying to win the ball back. Talked about them being relentless. They've got 6 goals away from home in a cup tie, which is dead. And buried against 10 men, and they are hungry for more. Balach. Stopped by Antioch. 5 on Friday night against the Tigers. 6 tonight. Starting the season with a glut of goals.
I think for Monaro is just continuing to play the way they have been all game. So
that might be offside against McLaren. Yeah, we had a good view of that one, didn't we?
Slightly offside there, McLaren, but yeah, just if Monaro just wanting to keep playing the way that they have been, really sets them up for the rest of the season.
Tuggeranong United at home, we mentioned in round 2. O'Connor Knights on a Saturday night home in round 3. They're home again in round 4 against Ugali. And then in round 5, Queanbeyan City at High Street.
What a game that will be.
Who's looking forward to that?
Oh, absolutely.
2 rivals will go toe-to-toe. Straub.
It's one of those games where you can throw form out the window between those 2 clubs.
Crescas to send it into the middle. Noah Prell brought it down brilliantly. Was forced to get rid of it under pressure from Giuseppe Tyne.
It did very well, Noah Prell, just to keep that ball away from Giuseppe, who's looking for his hat-trick.
Knocking on the door of a hat-trick, Giuseppe Tyne. Rocco Stricker was the last person to get a hat-trick, incidentally, for the Panthers, and it was against the Wanderers,
yeah,
in that cup tie that we mentioned.
If I remember correctly, he was substituted at half-time, wasn't he? Scored a hat-trick, and that was his
job done. Crescas goes to pass 1, pass 2, and has a pop. Cotter did well to keep hold of it.
Needed to. There was 3 Monaro players rushing
only
in.
The 3.
Yeah, only the 3. You can just see how hungry they are.
6-0 up. In what are we in? The 86th minute of the 85th minute of a football match, which is 6-0 ahead. Noveski. Freeman was left a bit short. McCourt. Deep Jones. McCourt again. Raking ball. Aitchison. Prell. Showed some neat touches now, Prell.
He's looked to really get that ball at his feet and try and find an option. Fortunately, most of the time that they're defending, and when he does get the ball, just very few people forward giving him an option.
Space for Ashton Antioch. Noveski. Can they test Memitage here? Clip of the heels by Crescas. And a chance from the free kick. Andrew Aitchison's making his way over. Mikey wants to take it. Is he going to pull rank here?
He will. Almost looking that he's lining up for a shot.
He's definitely pulled rank. He sent Noveski away.
He's trying to call up his defenders as well.
Seth Wright, it's been asked to go forward. Seth Wright can barely move. He's doing his best to get in there. It's come off the wall, and now the break might be on again.
3 Monaro players all in the vicinity.
Badach can't force it past Hickman. Freeman. Newen. Yeah, poor Seth Wright was on his haunches. Andrew Hitchison was calling him forward. And he was
telling him to get up, yeah.
He's got his hands on his knees out of his shot. He's run himself into the ground, young Seth Wright today.
Yeah, he's needed to be everywhere. Obviously.
Well, he won't come up against as many mobile or physical strikers as Daniel Badach.
Absolutely not.
McLaren. He's been busy tonight as well.
Played nearly in every position tonight, McLaren. Just been everywhere.
Dean Jones with the dancing feet. Crescus. Elwood.
Check it.
McCall. Well, they've not gifted any goals to the Panthers tonight, have they, the Wanderers? They made them work for them. And the extra quality has shone through, and here they come again with Piccolo, and there's space for Crescus. Might have hit that, decided to lift it towards Badach instead, who goes down, and that'll be a penalty, and this might be a chance for Giuseppe Tyne.
True,
if they give him the ball. He's on a double already.
6-0 up. I think you would sort of.
Well, Dylan Deep Jones is. There's a whole pile of them there going, I'll take it.
I'll take it.
They're all fancying it.
I'm sure Daniel Badach will want it as well.
There's a chat between Badach and Tyne here as well about who's going to take it. I think it will be. Is it Daniel Badach who's pulling rank? Or is he putting it down for Tyne? He's going to give it to Giuseppe Tyne, I think. He is. And he's on a Hahn Australia Cup qualifying hat-trick. Giuseppe Tyne.
Great opportunity for him. Up against young Cotter in goals.
Tyne, who scored 2 so far. Can he get himself a cup treble? Young Mitchell Cotter stands in his way. Gareth Biggs just explaining to everyone to keep outside the D. It's a long wait this for Giuseppe Tyne. Seth Wright having his say.
See if he can keep his nerves.
Tyne for the Panthers. From the spots. Gets himself a cup hat-trick. Cotter unlucky, got a hand to it. But Giuseppe Tyne has 3 to his name. And the Panthers have a magnificent 7.
Yeah, just too much power there from Giuseppe Tyne. You mentioned Cotter getting a hand to it, but just the amount of venom that Giuseppe put behind the ball. As we see, 1 minute of extra time.
Signalled
by the assistant.
Thanks for picking that up. I was writing down the goal scorer.
That's all right.
7-0. I think 1 minute of injury time is probably a little bit of a mercy rule, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
At this stage. It was 7-1 last year. They got the 7 again this year. But even though the scorelines are similar, and in effect it's worse, it does feel like a better performance from West Canberra.
It does, and you factor in, obviously, the red card to Lachlan Terry, who unfortunately was on the wrong side of his man, but as you mentioned, I think it's just a lot more comfortable as well for Monaro, not really going all out, really keeping the ball and making it move. So,
can Wanderers get themselves on the score sheets? Newen wants to get in there. McLaren will just smack this away. As we enter that minute of stoppage time, they might be hungry for another. Daniel Badach brought down. Noah Prell was involved. Not sure who's been penalised here. I think it might be Badach for handling it.
Looks like it, and
Wanderers might end with a free kick.
Just drilled it straight into the wall.
Just the one-man wall of Zach
one
McLaren.
more, exactly, one-man wall, and you did a pretty good job to pick him out.
Gaia. That's a pullback by Noveski, who I think on any other day might have seen yellow for that. Gareth Biggs happy to let it go. Gaia. Panthers will enter the draw on Monday. 2 more spots up for grabs. Tigers or Majura, Belconnen or Queanbeyan. But this one goes to the Panthers, and by the time they got that 3rd goal, it was never in doubt, was it, Andrew?
No, definitely not. The way they performed that first half and the amount of chances Daniel Badarach could have put away, it could have been all over by half time, but obviously going into the break for that scoreline and just coming out again in that second half, really putting the sword to West Canberra Wanderers and doing what they needed to do, Monaro. So a very comprehensive victory for them.
Thanks very much, Andrew, for joining me. Night to forget for Lachlan Terry, unfortunately. An own goal for him and a red card for the West Canberra Wanderers central defender. That was the 2nd goal of the night. Daniel Badarach had headed home after 9 minutes for the Panthers. Ryan Straw made it 3 at the start of the second half, and then it was a chance for the Giuseppe Tinj show. He scored himself 3, one of them from a penalty spot to complete his treble. Luka McCall rifling in the 6th, and the Panthers, well, they were comfortable, they were confident, they were ruthless. They're through, and they will take some stopping. It's finished here at West Canberra Wanderers Stadium at Kurt Steele Oval. West Canberra Wanderers 0, Monaro Panthers 7.
Hi everyone, if you're wanting a $2